Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. As always, my name is Shogun Shin and you are the audience, and it is Friday. We once again made it to the end of another week, and we are kicking things off today with some Umamusume Pretty Derby, because it is the first day of the Aquarius Cup Champions Meet, which is a 1600 meter dirt race on Tokyo turf. This is, I think, like one of the first. This is the first dirt CM for global, and I think it's like one of 2 or 3 of them that kind of happen. So we will see how things go. I have some aces made. I'm mildly confident, but at the same time, based on my room matches, we're probably gonna get raffle stumped as per usual. So we'll see how it goes for the most part. But the game plan for tonight is we're going to do this. Then we will jump into Final Fantasy. We'll take care of the Variant Dungeon and Hildebrand. For the Variant Dungeon, we'll probably try to just do like all the different pathways, so that'll probably take the majority of the night. And then we'll do Hildebrand after that. Or actually, we'll probably do Hildebrand first because that's a little shorter. And then after that, with any time left to spare, we might do some Monster Hunter. I've been trying to do Omega Savage and Monster Hunter Wilds, and that's been going poorly. I cleared it for the first time last night after like 8 different attempts, so we'll try to do some more if we have any time left. But we'll most likely we'll only have time to get through Umamusume and Final Fantasy. So, but yeah, so we got 4 attempts. I've got a number of different Umas, so the strategy is gonna be a mixture of like late surgers and maybe some pace chasing, but it's mostly probably going to be late surging. So we have Agnes Digital, late surge. We have Oguri Cap, late surge. And then we're doing... we'll actually kick things off with El Condorpasa pace chasing, actually. We're going to try that and see how that goes. As per usual, day 1, goal is 3 wins. Oh, it's always the goal is 3 wins up until finals. So, but day 1 and 2, 3 wins to try and get into Group A. If we get 1 win, we get into Group B, which is cool. But yeah, goal is 3 wins. Bare minimum is 1 win, as per usual. All right. As you can see, I'm rocking webcam today. If you actually look really closely, my left eye, there's a little bit of redness still from my allergic reaction from my my CT scan, but it's mostly cleared up for the most part. It's mostly cleared up now, but there is just a little bit of redness still on my eyes, on my left eye and on my right eye. Just a little bit. It's not enough for it. Like, if you're not looking for it, you probably wouldn't notice it. But since I've been looking at it every day, I'm like, I can still kind of see it. But it's better now. Just realized that our Oguri Cap is the #1 favorite, so that's actually really exciting. Alright, the race is on. We move off from turf to dirt. El Condorpasa currently in 3rd place, as where she should be for a pace chaser. Agnes Digital in 5th. Oguri Cap in 7th. We want to keep an eye on Agnes Digital and Oguri Cap for this race, because being in 5th and 6th is going to be where they need to be in order to have a lot of their skills trigger. Straight descent for El Condorpasa, like search corners, helps Oguri Cap try to accelerate. She just needs to get past that Norita Taishin to get into 7th place. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital, top pick, Professor Curvature in 5th place, is looking pretty good as we get close to the final corner and enter the home straight. Agnes Digital in a very good position to try and accelerate. Victoria Porplancha for El Condorpasa is really good for her because she's already in 2nd, so she's closing in on the lead, and she does come out ahead. So it looks like El Condorpasa is going to be the one to lead and finish this race. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital surging from behind, already in 3rd, and blitzes pass second place, so it looks like Akanda Pasa and Agnes Digital are going to be our top 2 slots, but we do have a Gold City coming in from the outside, but it looks like it's not enough to catch up, and Akanda Pasa and Agnes Digital easily secure first and second place. That's 1 win on the board. Good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Very good. Yeah, unfortunate. Ogura Cap being in 8th place, she just needed to get, if she got into 7th, I think she would have had a shot, but she really needs to be in like 5th and 6th place is the optimal range, especially for the late surgers, because that a lot of their skills, like a lot of the acceleration skills, really depend on getting into that position to actually activate. That's very good. That's 1 win on the board. Puts us in Group B automatically, so that is good. 2 more in the attempt will put us in Group A. Ogura Cap number 2 favorites, not bad. Late start from Akanda Pasa, a little upsetting, but not the worst thing in the world. What is really going to matter is, again, seeing our late surgers try to get in a pretty decent position. The problem is, though, if there's so many, there seems to be a lot of pace chasers in this race, so the late surgers are kind of forced to hang back. So the only thing that we can really hope for is if they're able to at least stay close behind and maybe try to overtake as we round the final corner. But that being said, it will be very, very difficult. Ogura Cap on the outside a little bit is able to actually get into 6th place. Agnes Digital in 8th, but is passing the Gold City to end up in 7th. Currently, Ogura Cap in 4th place. Akanda Pasa currently in 6th. 4, 6, 7 is not too bad of a placement in range to have our skills activate, but will they actually fire off? That is the big question. Our late surgers are coming out into the outside, so they're going to have a lot more distance to cover, but Ogura Cap is starting to accelerate. She's already in 2nd place, but can she catch up to the Taiki Shuttle that is still ahead of the pack? Akanda Pasa currently boxed in, so it doesn't look like she's going to be able to make it. Our 2 lasers are currently 2nd and 3rd. Ogura Cap in the last 200 meters activates the Triumph Impulse, but will it be enough to catch the Taiki Shuttle, already still in the lead? It's hard to gauge, but it doesn't seem like it's that much of a distance. The Taiki Shuttle still keeps the lead. Ogura Cap coming in very hot and accelerating, and ends up passing. That's a 2nd win for this attempt, and Ogura Cap easily clutches the victory and snatches it away from the Taiki Shuttle. Very good. That's what we want to see from our late surgers. That's what we want to see. Agnes Digital coming in a solid 3rd place. Very nice. Ooh, man. Spicy. Spicy. Yeah, Ogura Cap got really, really lucky with being in, like, I think she was in like 5th to 4th. Even though she was coming in from the outside, like, yes, that's more distance that she has to travel, so that's already a disadvantage. But because she was able to get some of the other skills to activate, she has the acceleration and the power to close the gap. That's 2 wins. Very good. Very, very good. Love to see that. 2-0 for this attempt. Can we get a 3rd? I've just noticed that, so first race, Ogura Cap was the 1st favorite. Last race, she was the 2nd favorite. She's now the 3rd favorite. We're going slowly going down as the favorite, which is a little nerve-wracking, but like, it's fine, I guess. Alright, this race is going to be a bit of a challenge. We do have a Summer Maruzensky frontrunner, and they are easily the bane of my existence in all of my room matches. In all of my room matches that I have done for testing and stuff like that, front runners are just so unbelievably problematic for me, and it's just simply because I can't catch them. I genuinely, like, I just cannot catch them. They hit the final corner into the last stretch, and angling scheming goes off, and it's just like, man, there's like nothing I can do to slow them down. Meanwhile, though, for this race, 800 meters left. El Condorpasa currently in third place, not too far behind the front, but once that angling scheming goes off, it is going to be very, very problematic. Our late surgers, though, in fourth and fifth, so also still very good positions for us, for the late surgers to try and catch up. You can see everyone starting to accelerate into a dangerous degree. El Condorpasa falling behind, but Oguricap is in third and is actually gaining on this Summer Marzensky very, very quickly. Triumph Impulse is going to activate in the last 200 meters, and that should be the last nail in the coffin to overtake and take over, and she does. Oguricap coming in ahead and easily secures us. We're 3-0, baby! Automatically make it to Group A. Love to see it. Hot damn! That was very good for us. That was very, very good positioning for us. Very nice. Alright, well, cool. Alright, good. We make it to Group A. Good news. Now, better news is that the pressure is off now for the rest of our attempts and for tomorrow. I can kind of chill out, experiment, try new, probably make some new, run some other careers, see what works, what doesn't, all that stuff. Oh, and now we're in the fifth favorite. All right. Oh. Well, that's a weight lifted off my shoulders. We automatically make it to Group A. Thank goodness for that. Let's see. Can we go flawless now? That's the next goal for this attempt. Right. So this race has no front runners. It's just pace chasers and late surgers. So we will see how that goes. Agnes Digital in fourth, but is starting to pace down. Unfortunately, goes all the way down from fourth to eighth, which is an unfortunate place to be, especially because it's so difficult to try and overtake on this straightaway at the beginning of this track. Oguricap and Agnes Digital currently in 7th and 8th. Looks like they are probably not going to be able to be doing a whole lot. And so the burden rests on El Condorpasa, who is currently leading, which is good. But I'm worried. I am a little worried that she is going to burn out as we enter the home stretch. You can see the pack starting to catch up. But Victoria Porpanta does end up activating on the outside, though. Agnes Digital is starting to accelerate as well, currently in 6th place. Oguricap, though, also finds her line, is already entering into third. The final sprint activates for Agnes Digital, still trying to duel out and catch and get ahead of the pack, and it looks like a top 3 slots are going to go to all 3 of our runners. Triumph Impulse ends up activating. It's only a matter of, it's a question of who is actually going to win this race, but we easily, I think, secure the top 3 spot, and it looks like it is Oguricap coming out on top with El Condorpasa in second and Agnes Digital in third. Very solid showing. I love to see everyone coming out in the top 3. See, we're winning all these races, and I'm like a little scared, actually. I'm a little worried that we're gonna hit Group A, and it's just gonna be downhill from there, you know? Like, this is a really hard, like, I want to say, yeah, oh, we're cracked, we're doing so well, but I'm like, this is just whatever. Like, but once we get into Group A, Group B, that's the real hard part, because that's where the real challenges happen. This is just anything goes, really. Group A, Group B is the filter. So once we hit Group A, then I think we're really gonna start struggling then. I mean, that's usually how it happens. But for now, we can revel in our false confidence. 3 front runners in this race, so. Ooh, this is also going to be really challenging. Last race, I think we only had Not last race. Previous race we had one front runner. Now we have 3. So it's going to be even harder for our late surgers to actually get into that position, because they not only have to fight the other late surgers that are near them, but they also have to try and catch up to the pace chasers who are trying to catch up to the front runners. So this will be very, very difficult for our late surgers specifically. Speaking of our late surgers, though, Agnes Digital currently in 6th place, which is actually pretty decent. It's like the kind of the bare minimum position that she wants to be in order to have a chance for her skills to activate. But you do see an Oguri Cap passing her and pushing her down into 7th. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap already in 9th. El Condorpasa in 3rd place, a pretty good ways away from the top 2 slot, but she might have a chance to catch up. It will all kind of depend. If she can hit 2nd, she might be able to catch up, but you do see the other El Condorpasa in the lead, still accelerating to a pretty dangerous degree. Victoria Porpanta does end up activating, but it looks like the acceleration is pretty evenly matched. Our El Condor might have a slight advantage, but it's going to be a real question of, do we have enough distance in order to actually close the gap? It looks like, unfortunately, our El Condorpasa is not going to be able to accelerate fast enough, and just barely behind the mirror match, and is going to have to settle for 2nd place, but still very respectable overall. Agnes Digital comes in 3rd, yeah. It's just so difficult with so many front runners. Like, it's such a massive gap, and the amount of power that we need to close that distance is huge. But 4-1 for our first attempt, I can take that. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that, honestly. That is a very good start, honestly, all things considered. So you did actually very well. This actually did not as well as I would have liked it to, but okay, cool. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna switch things up. I'm gonna actually use this Oguri Cap. It has Dirt S. Is this also a late surger? Yep. I want to try this one. I want to try this El Condorpasa, which is a late surger. So we're running triple late surgers. And then try... Oh, yes. Because we made it to Group A, now we can kind of just, like, I don't feel nearly as pressured to, like, swap things around and stuff like that, just to kind of see what's working, what's not. We'll say this is a massive downgrade, though. I think we're 6th, 7th, and 8th favorite. Ouchies. Alright. Smart Falcon front runner in the lead. El Condorpasa is rushing a little bit, and it looks like all 3 of our late surgers are currently 7th, 8th, and 9th, which is not where we want to be, honestly. If we can have one of our late surgers move up into 6th, that will be the best course of action for us. Looks like, and it looks like El Condorpasa and Oguri Cap are going to be the ones to try and overtake and actually enter into where they need to be. Oguri Cap actually able to sneak past into 6th place. El Condorpasa currently in 7th. Actually not too bad, but Agnes Digital is lagging behind in 9th. We get to the 600-meter mark, around the last corner, and enter into the final straight. Will we be able to have our late surgers come online? Hesitant front runners does end up coming out. El Condorpasa currently in 6th, and on your left tries to activate, but it looks like it's going to be too little, too late. And I don't think any of our racers are going to be able to enter into even the top 5, it looks like. Bit of a struggle on that one, honestly. 6th, 7th, 8th. Ouch. Now, granted, we're only going to do 5 races for like a lot of these, so it's not going to be the largest sample size for accurate testing, but
6番人気6番
it will at least give me some sort of framework to try to draw some conclusions overall. Oguri Cap, 6th place, is going to be rushing just a little bit. All 3 of our late surgers, 6th, 7th, and 8th place. Looks like we have 3 front runners in this race from what it looks like at the top of our screen here. 2 pace chasers, again, closing the gap between where we are and where the front runners are is going to be a huge challenge. But Oguri Cap currently in 6th place with El Condor Pasa and Agnes Digital trading side by side. Not the worst thing in the world, but we will have to see if they will be able to accelerate and actually catch up in order to overtake. 600 meters left. Looking to see if any of our skills end up activating or not. Oguri Cap still in 6th place. Hesitant front runners comes out. Updrafters, all the late surge skills start activating right now. Final sprint for Agnes Digital also ends up going. She enters into 6th. She enters to the 5th, to 4th. But will it be enough to catch up? There's only 200 meters left. I don't think so. Taiki Shuttle leads by 5 whole lengths already. And it looks like this is going to be a no for Agnes Digital, but I think she comes into 2nd or 3rd, so that's pretty respectable. But yeah, it just can't seem to close that gap. Yeah, 2nd. Like, 2nd's the best that we can pull out. Rough. I do think that running triple late is not good. I think it's pretty brutal. 2 late, 1 pace, I think might be the way to go. We could also try, maybe I try to make 2 pace, 1 late. Maybe try that as well. But I think the triple late, because you have all 3 of them trying to compete to get their skills to come online, like, it just makes things a lot harder. Alright, the gates open for this race. I think Agnes Digital is supposed to be the favorite for this race, so that's actually going to be interesting to see how she does, because she's currently all the way in last. So we'll see if she can make some sort of upset happen. But meanwhile, we have 2 Smart Falcons currently fighting for the lead, and some pace chasers spread throughout the middle. Our late surgers, all 3 still clumped together, more or less. Agnes Digital coming from the outside, passes Oguri Cap to enter 6th place. If she can try and get ahead of this Taiki Shuttle before and enter 5th, that will be even better, but it looks like she's struggling just a little bit. She does end up getting there, though, before the 600-meter mark as we round the last corner, and Agnes Digital is not too far behind the upper end of the pack, but it looks like she is going to flatline out. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap says, don't worry, I've got it here, folks, and enters into 2nd place, but is trying to fight against, a duel against Anel Condor Pasa. 200 meters left, and Triumph Pulse is going to activate, hoping to see if that will be enough to put her in the lead. El Condor Pasa trying to catch up. Will she be able to overtake? But no, Oguri Cap is able to cross the line, and Agnes Digital says, hey, I'm here too! But Oguri Cap has already crossed the line, and it's a little awkward. A little weird. Okay. That was odd. Like Agnes Digital forgot that she needed to go for this final spurt. Alright. So 0-2 right now in this attempt. Not great, but at the same time, like, okay. If we lose this, we can skip the last race, because it's like, we wouldn't have made Group A in this attempt anyways. But for now, we'll keep watching. Alright, out the gates, late start from Oguri Cap. Not hate to see that happen. Meanwhile, El Condor Paso currently in 8th, Agnes Digital in 7th. Positions are starting to be established. Agnes Digital currently on the inside in 6th place is pretty okay. If she can actually get ahead of the Gold City, that would be ideal, but it looks like she's having a little bit of trouble. Oguri Cap is going to be rushing a little bit. It's also going to be on the inside, and that is actually, I think, going to be a detriment to her. Agnes Digital in 5th place. Oguri Cap trying to sneak by and follow her line to get into 6th, so that is going to be very good for both those late surges. El Condor Paso, meanwhile, all the way back in 8th, looks like is going to be having a bit of a struggle. 600 meters left, and Agnes Digital currently in 5th, but it looks like she is a little bit blocked, and so she's having a difficult time navigating. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap has found the line and actually passes, or is right behind the Smart Falcon, and Agnes Digital also has finally broken through as well, but will she be able to overtake and do what Oguri Cap could not? 200 meters left, Triumphant Pulse goes off, but I think Oguri Cap is right next to the Smart Falcon. Oguri Cap does end up pulling ahead, but there's a mirror match right behind it. Will she be able to overtake? But no! Oguri Cap still closes out the lead and is able to give us another win. Very good. Agnes Digital 3rd. Not bad. It's not bad. All of our Agnes Digitals are doing okay. Oguri kept actually putting a lot of work. I was not expecting her to do that well. I was actually kind of expecting Agnes Digital to do better. Still doing decently. Like, it's not bad, but it's like, huh. I thought you'd do a little bit more. Alcon Paso late surger, though I will admit, probably not. Probably not a viable option, I'll be real here. I really don't think it's a viable option. Honestly, with how well our Oguri Cap late surgers are doing, I might consider keeping Oguri Cap as a late surger and then actually remaking Agnes Digital and put her as a pace chaser instead. Originally, I was going to do Oguri Cap and Okanda Pasa as pace chasers with Digital as a late surger, but I might actually flip that now. Honestly, that might actually be a better idea. Alright, 1,200 meters left in this race. Agnes Digital currently all the way in last. Alcondra Pasa in 7th. Oguri Cap in 5th place, so not too far behind the pace chasers. Oguri Cap in a very, very good position overall as we enter the halfway point of the race itself. Alcondra Pasa is coming in from the outside, passing Haru Urara to enter into 6th place, so Alcondra Pasa also in a very good position, but it will be, the question will be, will she be able to hold her position as we round the final corner? Looks like she is going to drop down back to 7th place, so that is a little unfortunate for her. Oguri Cap tried to duel out, entering in 4th place. Doesn't seem like she is accelerating nearly as much as she usually does. And so, but the pack is pretty tightly packed. If Triumphant Pulse can go off and actually give her that extra speed to break through, she does have a line. It's just a matter of, does she have enough distance to actually close the gap or not? Final straight for Agnes Digital also ends up going off. Oguri Cap just barely ahead and just barely crosses the line shoulder to shoulder, but I think she wins it by a nose. Number 6 comes in the lead. Oguri Cap taking it over. Very good. That's 3 wins. That also puts us in Group A. Oguri Cap. Oguri Cap doing the Lord's work, actually. Literally doing the Lord's work. God damn, man. God damn. Color me impressed. Truly. 0-1-1, 0-1-3. Yeah. So this Agnes Digital actually did very well, honestly. In like the 5 races, obviously it's not a large sample size, but like did fine. This Okanda Pasa, no. I think Pace Chaser Okanda Pasa makes sense. It's the way to go. Makes sense. Like she naturally just wants to be a Pace Chaser. she does have a, I think she has an A, I think she starts with an A aptitude in late surger, so that's why I made them like that, to try and see if that would make a difference, but it's brutal. She just kind of doesn't, I don't think she just gets there. I think, like, the hope you have is El Condorpasa late surger. The hope that you have is that 6th place, she gets an acceleration. 5th place, she gets another acceleration. 4th and 3rd place, she gets a 3rd acceleration. And then by that point, she's in 2nd. Victoria Proplancha goes off, and then Victoria Proplancha catapults her all the way up into the lead. That's like the optimal thing. The problem is that either from my own mediocrity or whatever, we're just not getting there. Like, we're just simply not getting there, unfortunately. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Next test is this Agnes Digital, which is also a late surger. Try this. Going to try this Oguri Cap. We're gonna try this Oguri Cap. I'm a little nervous about this one, and it's just because in all my testing, this stamina is like way too low. Like it just simply is just way too low. So we'll try it, but like I don't have high hopes. I really don't have high hopes. So we'll see. I want to double check something. Oh right, never mind. You could also try this one. Actually, here, let me go ahead and let me compare these two Oguri Caps again. Just to make sure I'm doing the right one. So we have this one. Lower speed, higher stamina. Lower power, too. That being said, Tokyo Racecourse and the standard distance will definitely help out. So I'm not too concerned about this one. Acceleration, nimble, powder. Do we have tail? No, I have tail held high on this. That's rough, actually. I think if this Oguri Cap had tail held high, I think, like, really good. This one. It's that 476 stamina that I'm like, rough. Like, yeah, it's just a mile race, but even still, like, just kind of brutal, honestly. But we do have hesitant pace and hesitant late, which is like kind of cool. All right, let's see here. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, it's such a tough call. Like this, so this one does very well, but the survival rate is less than 50. It's like it's a 40% survival rate. It's pretty not good. It's pretty bad. Like, yes, it is winning. However, our other one has a much higher survival rate, and like 42% is not high. It's not good. It's pretty bad. So I think we're gonna go with this one. I think we'll try this finals champion one. So, and then we're trying this El Condor, which is also a late surger. Yeah. In finals, undefeated. Run it. Okay. Magnus Digital, third favorite. Alright, Magnus Digital, the third favorite, does get a late start. Unfortunate to see. We will have to keep an eye to see how much that will affect her. Despite the late start, actually, she's in 4th place, so that's actually pretty decent, but she is pacing down just a little bit. Oguri Cap coming on the outside is dueling for trying to catch into 4th spot as well. Meanwhile, Alcondra Pasta all the way trailing behind in 9th place. Magnus Digital, not only a late start, but also getting the rushed is going to be a little unfortunate. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap trying to fight for her 5th place position, but she is still in 6th place, so that's still pretty okay. If she drops down to 7th, we will start to have some issues. Magnus Digital currently in 3rd place, right behind the Alcondra Pasta pace chaser, so she is in actually a very good position. The pace for this race is actually very slow, so our late surgers do have a very strong window in order to accelerate. Meanwhile, we enter into the final stretch, and it looks like Magnus Digital is going to be blocked and not able to accelerate in the way that she wants to. But Oguri Cap currently in 3rd is trying to push forward. Triumphant Pulse does end up going off in the 200-meter mark, but she's in 3rd place. Will she be able to push forward? It looks like she will not, and she's just trailing behind and is able to only get into 3rd place. Ooh, real brutal on that one. 4th place, actually. Ooh. Even worse. Ouch. Yeah. The other runners just had that little extra oomph.
Umamusume 綺麗なスタートを切りました。これは位置取りが熾烈になりそうですね。先行争いは4番エルコンドルパサー、待機シャトル、6番オグリキャップ、芝からガードに入ります。期待通りの結果を出せるか。1番人気待機シャトル、4番エルコンドルパサー、先頭に勝ちました。2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのは待機シャトル、差がなく6番オグリキャップ、4馬審査、9番エルコンドルパサー、1馬身離れてアグネスデジタル、そしてその後ろから行くのは春うらら、少し離れて8番エルコンドルパサー、内から1番オグリキャップ、さらに2番オグリキャップ、意気揚々と先頭行きます。4番エルコンドルパサー、どうでしょうこの展開。ちょっとかかり気味かもしれないです。
Trying to look for something. That's why it looks like I'm not paying attention. I'm just looking out for something. Alcondra Pasta currently in 3rd. Doesn't seem like she can quite accelerate the way that she wants to. Magnus Digital, meanwhile, does enter the final sprint. Also currently in 3rd. Gets a massive boost of acceleration, but will she be able to close the gap? She is starting to accelerate pretty decently. She is closing in, but will it be enough? There's only 200 meters left. Magnus Digital currently in 3rd. It looks like the other two just have that little extra something. And Magnus Digital has to settle for 3rd place. So close, but so far. Alcondra Pasa almost had it too, but she just couldn't quite get there, honestly. Yeah, she just couldn't quite get there. Close, but not quite.
$4番人気は9番晴れ渡る今スタートが切られました各馬娘綺麗なスタートを切りま
Coming
した
out the gates, everything's just fine. No late starts, which is good to see. Agnes is currently in third as we leave the early race, but is going to drop down into fifth. All three of our late starters, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Ogre Cap actually ends up staying into fourth. Briefly gets into third, but drops down. Alcondra Pasa does end up dropping down to seventh, but is fighting to try and stay relevant here. Again, all three of our late starters actually just trading positions. Actually, does actually keeps us in a very good position overall. So we are in prime. This is prime conditions for all three of our late searches to come online. Redshift for Agnes Digital does end up activating to give her some acceleration as we round the final corner. She also gets late searcher corners, but will it be enough as we get into the home stretch? Oguri Cap finds the line and rockets. It's gas, gas, gas for Oguri Cap, and she is closing in on this Mihono Bourbon, but it's going to be ever so slight. Triumph Pulse at the last 200 meters tries to give her that little extra speed. Will it be enough to actually catch up to the Mihono Bourbon? It's going to be very tight, but Oguri Cap ends up barely crossing the line and secures that victory. Very nice. Very, very good, dude. Ogre Cap doing so well, all three of them. Crazy, actually. Keeping this attempt alive, man. 1 and 2, keeping the dream alive. Truly. Crazy, actually. All right.
さあ、ゲートが開いた。各馬娘揃って綺麗なスタートを切りました。これは位置取りが熾烈になりそうですね。芝からダートに入ります。期待通りの結果を出せるか。1番人気マルゼンスキー。
Alright, 3 front runners, 2 Smart Falcons, and a Summer Marzensky, so that is going to be real rough. Meanwhile, we have a Alcondra Pasa Pace Chaser, and our late surgers currently 5th, 6th, and 9th. Alcondra Pasa struggling just a little bit, but is able to get into 7th place. Meanwhile, our Oguri Cap drops down to 8th, and it gets overtaken by another Oguri Cap. And pushes our Agnes Digital to 6. Looks like as we enter into the late race, it's going to be coming down to Agnes Digital because unfortunately our other two late series are really not in a great position to accelerate to the front. Updrafters does end up activating for Oguri Cap and Alcondra Pasa. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital trying to find the line is starting to accelerate, dueling it out in 4th place, enters into the final sprint, and it looks like she has found the line. It's gas, 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 but will she be able to catch up? Smart Falcon still several lengths ahead and 200 meters left, but Agnes Digital really putting on the pressure. Will she be able to pass? No! She will not, and unfortunately Agnes Digital coming in 2nd place. Unfortunate. Yeah, I definitely think I'm probably going to I'll probably run a couple more careers tonight. I think I'm going to focus on Alcondor Pasta Pace Chaser and Agnes Digital Pace Chaser. I really thought Oguri Cap Pace Chaser was going to be the way, was what I was going to be doing, but honestly, our late surger Oguri Caps are doing very, very well, all things considered. So I'm like, I might as well just keep those on and then do Agnes Digital Pace Chaser instead. Agnes Digital can be a Pace Chaser anyway, so it's not like a huge, crazy shift, honestly. Oh, I don't need to watch this race. Yeah, skip ahead. Yeah, third place. It's okay. Like, she does okay. But... Okay. Yeah. 1 and 4, yeah. Okay. 1 2 0 1 2 0 1 1 0 1 3. So I think so. These two are really great. This is actually pretty decent. I think I need to I definitely need to rework our. I need to rework Agnes Digital. I think El Condor Pasa Late Surge is just not as viable as I want it to be. So I think we also focus on El Condor Pasa Pace Chaser. Yeah. I think that's kind of where I'm at right now, honestly. So, yeah. Okay. So I think that in mind, let's go ahead for the last entry for tonight. Let's go back to this Agnes Digital. I'm gonna go with this Oguri Cap. Let me see here. Let me actually. Better one. Actually, no. This one actually did way better. Yeah, 80% top 3 rate. So yeah, let's go. Let's see. Alright, cool. For the last attempt we'll run this back. I don't have any other any other versions of this. I had 3 for each. So I was like, I don't have anything else, so it's fine. Yeah, I think we'll focus on Agnes Digital Pace Chaser first, because I don't have any Pace Chasers right now for Agnes Digital. And then once we kind of try and find a more like one that's relatively decent, then I'll start working on a Alcondor Pasa Pace Chaser, try and improve on the one that we have currently. Alright. I believe this is the last attempt for the night. Already made it to Group A, so that is very good. But we've gone back to our double late surger and single pace chaser to see how that helps out. In this race itself, Smart Falcon all the way out with a commanding lead, but Agnes Digital getting rushed just a little bit, is going to drop down to 7th, but is fighting to stay in 6th place. Oguri Cap on the outside is actually going to get into, is trying to duel out for 4th place, but is solidly in 5th place. Both of our late surgers in actually a pretty good position. The pace of this race is actually pretty slow, which is actually good for us. Red Ship and Tail for Oguri Cap does end up activating along with the ignited speed. We round the final corner And Oguri Cap, currently still in 5th, is going to try and see if she can find the line. Victoria Porplancha for Okanda Pasa does end up going off, though, to put her in the lead as well. Agnes Digital enters into the final sprint, and you can see her starting to accelerate. It's all a matter of can she find the line. Agnes Digital in 3rd and 2nd. All 3 of our runners in the top 3 slot. It's just a matter of who's going to come out on front. Triumphant Pulse in the last 200 meters. Oguri Cap trying to catch it, is only going to pass Okanda Pasa, and it looks like it's going to be Oguri Cap followed by Agnes Digital and Okanda Pasa in 3rd place, but all 3 of our runners secure the top 3 slot, baby. Very nice. First, 2nd, and 3rd. Lovely. Alright. Second race for this attempt. We go from the turf to dirt. Okanda Pasa currently in 2nd place as we enter the mid-race section of the track. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital currently in 4th with Oguri Cap in 5th place. Very good positions actually overall. Hopefully they will be able to hold on and stay above the 6th place line. Oguri Cap does end up dropping to 6th place, but that's kind of the that's the final placement that we want her to be. Anything lower than that, and we're going to have some very hard troubles ahead of us. Agnes Digital currently still in 4th place as we round the final corner at the 600-meter mark. You do see the mile corners and Ignited Spirit Speed activating to see and hoping that our lasers have the line. Victoria Porplancha does end up going off though, but on the outside of Okanda Pasa is actually getting passed by a Taiki shuttle, but Agnes Digital currently on the outside trying to catch up currently in 3rd. Okanda Pasa currently in 2nd. There's 200 meters left. Oguri Cap does have the line, but she's currently in 4th. Will she be able to catch up? She's not too far ahead from the lead, but it's only 200 meters, and it goes by very fast. Agnes Digital also trying to duel it out, but Oguri Cap is going to be passing her, and it looks like, unfortunately, we are not going to be winning this race. I think Oguri Cap and Agnes Digital come in, I think, 4th and 5th, maybe. It's real tight, though. Yeah, 3rd and 4th. Yeah, 3rd, 4th, 5th. All right. Unfortunate. Yeah, that Oguri Cap just kind of had that little extra bump, honestly. Yeah, that's Taiki shuttle as well, man. Crazy. Just barely. Just barely. Super close. It's that last corner that's so brutal, because a lot of the times our late surgers have to go on the outside. So not only do they have to go on the outside, so it's more distance that they have to run, but also because they start so far back, like, it's just so much ground that they have to cover, and we just have to hope that the acceleration is there, truly. But I think we also got hit with a couple speed eaters, so that really hampered us as well. That was like, as close as that was, I think without the speed eaters, I did see that we got debuffs. So without those debuffs, I think we would have gotten there. But it is what it is. There's really nothing we can do to get around that, honestly, other than run end closers, and I really don't want to do that. Alright. This race is going to be a little bit rough for us, I think. We have Okanda Pasa currently in 4th place, trying to fight a couple other pace chasers all the way up near the front. Meanwhile, our late surgers, Agnes Digital, currently in 5th place, is able to get into a decent position at the 800-meter mark, but Oguri Cap is struggling behind these two Haru Uraras. As we round the final corner, Agnes Digital drops down all the way into 6th, but you can see all the runners starting to congregate as we enter the final stretch. Will our late surgers be able to find the acceleration they need, or are they going to not be able to cover the ground that they need. Agnes Digital enters the final sprint. She's in fifth. She's dueling to get into fourth, and she's coming all the way up into second. 200 meters left, and Agnes Digital makes her way forward. This is the time. Late Surger straight away seals the deal, and she comes in first to secure her very first win in today's CM. I don't remember which digital this is. Very nice. Hit the night. Ouch. Here's a design we don't need to mark it down. It'll tell me afterwards. I mentioned to Lewin a little earlier that I hadn't been seeing too many Smart Falcons. Now I'm just starting to see a bunch of them. Now I'm starting to see a bunch of them now. Oh, the triple late start. You hate to see it happen, honestly. Brutal to have a triple late start in this race. But we will see how that will affect us, honestly. As long as we can still secure a decent position at near the end of the race, everything is more or less fine, I suppose. Alcondra Pasta currently in third, so that's actually pretty decent. Looks like she's going to be... Looks like she's probably not going to have too much trouble in keeping that. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital currently in sixth. Also looks like she's not going to have too much trouble in securing that. She might actually be able to make it all the way into fifth, just maybe. She's catching up to this other Alcondra Pasta coming in from the outside. So she might be able to eke ahead. Alcondra Pasta actually, as we round the final corner, is able to get into second. So she is in range for Victoria Portplancha. It's just a matter of can she hold on to that lead. Victoria Portplancha does end up activating, so she is going to get a little bit of extra acceleration, and she starts to catch up to the Smart Falcon and easily overtakes. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital enters the final sprint and is also going to start accelerating and also bypasses the Smart Falcon, but right behind her is going to be Oguri Cap as well. It looks like this is going to be another top 3 slot for us to shut everyone out. 200 meters left, and it looks like Oguri Cap is going to be the one to find the line, and it's Oguri Cap followed by Digital, and last but not least Alcondra Pasta, but easily another top 3 finish for all 3 of our runners. Very good. Love to see a shutout. Very nice. Honestly, we're doing really well. We have a 1, 2... We're 11 and 20 right now? Well, not 11 and 20, but like we have an over. We technically speaking, if we lose all of our other races, we have a 50%. We have an over 50% win rate. So like we're doing actually pretty well today, honestly. All things considered, we're doing very, very well tonight. Alright, no triple late start for us this race here. But early as we enter into the mid-race, Alcondra Pasta is having to fight some other pace chasers, but is currently in second. Will she be able? The question is, will she be able to keep that position, or will she get overtaken? She is on the outside, so she is going to be struggling just a little bit. Meanwhile, our late surgers are also going to be definitely struggling because of there are so many other pace chasers in this lobby. for tonight. The best that they can do right now is 7th and 8th. Not the greatest positions to be in, so trying to get into 6th or better is going to be a real challenge. That being said, Agnes Digital is able to sneak into 6th as we enter the final straight, but will she be able to find the line? Victoria Propancha for Akanda Pasa does end up going off to give her the extra acceleration to catch up to the lead right now. Agnes Digital enters the final sprint and currently in 4th place, is going to be also starting to accelerate in catching up to the 2nd place, but Akanda Pasa currently is in the lead. Oguri Cap triumphant pulse at the last 200 meters, but I think she might be just a little too far behind. Akanda Pasa though leads by 1 whole length and is going to be looking good. Agnes Digital is going to be right behind, and Akanda Pasa secures 1st, followed by Agnes Digital in 2nd. Still a very, very good results. Still a win in our books. Oguri Cap in 4th place, not too bad. Oh, that's the last race. Oh, sick. Hell yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, today, very good run. Very, very good run. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 12 out of 20 races. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, actually. So that's what? 80% win rate, right? No, 60% win rate. Yeah. 12 out of 20, divided by 4, 3 out of 5. Yeah, 60% win rate. That's still pretty good. That's still pretty damn good, all things considered, honestly. I am happy about that. I cannot be too upset about that, honestly. So day 1, we have Agnes Digital 1, Ogurdy Cap with a resounding, out of all 3 of our Ogurdy Caps, 9 wins. God damn. Putting in the Lord's work. And Alcandra Pasa coming up with 2 wins. So yeah, that's win rate equal, that's 12 out of 20. Which is, if I know how to do fractions, I believe that is 60%. Is 60%. Not bad, not bad, not bad for day 1, and we're easily able to get into Group A, so love that. But again, that's not the hardest thing per se. Like Group, yeah, it's difficult, yeah, but once we get into Group A, I'm worried that we're just gonna get completely demolished, because that's usually what happens, you know. So we'll see how that goes, but that's not for another couple days or so. But I think going forward, I think I'm not gonna be too. I really don't think I'm gonna be worrying about Oguri Cap right now. I just feel like I don't need to, personally speaking. Alcandra Pasa, I think we could definitely improve upon, but Agnes Digital for sure. I think I try to make a pace chaser Agnes Digital and see how that goes, because I think that might actually be a little bit better for her. Yeah, I actually, in all of my testing, Agnes Digital actually did the best, followed by Oguri Cap, and then followed by Alcandra Pasa. So the fact that Oguri Cap actually is doing better and Agnes Digital is doing the worst is actually really, really surprising. But yeah, so that will be my plan for later tonight after I stream. But yeah, tomorrow we'll come back to this. But I'm going to be right back, and then we can switch over to Final Fantasy.